Well, a good afternoon to you from wherever you are joining us here on TV47 Newsfeed. You're just in time for the latest news which are making headlines on this particular Sunday, the 13th of November, the year being 2022. Welcome to the broadcast. I'm Moige William. And now to our top story. President William Ruto and a host of other leaders, including the second-in-command Rigathi Gachagua, are this Sunday attending a Thanksgiving service in Baringo County at the Cabernet ASK grounds. This will be President Ruto's first visit to his political nemesis, home turf, that is KANU chairperson Gideon Moi. Let's take a listen in to what is taking place currently at Baringo County. Well, President William Ruto is currently attending a church service that is in Bungoma County, and we will be going live there in a few once he starts speaking to the congregants. Now, let's move to Bungoma County, whereby UDA party legislator Didmus Barasa and Dan Wanyama have clashed over suitable UDA Bungoma senator aspirant in the upcoming December by-election. Webuye West MP Dan Wanyama and his Kimilili counterpart Didmus Barasa have had a war of words in the past few weeks after IEBC declared Bungoma Senate seat vacant. Speaking in Matulo area in Webuye West, in the presence of the National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula, Webuye West MP Dan Wanyama condemned Didmus Barasa utterances, claiming that the UDA party leader, President William Ruto, had given him an okay to campaign for Ford Kenya's senatorial candidate David Wafula Wakoli. In a quick rejoinder, Wanyama said he was better placed to speak on behalf of the president, saying Didmus Barasa has had his democratic right to campaign for a candidate of his choice.
Tarehe 8 mwezi ambaye inakuja hii. Mheshimiwa Mnyinyi amekuwa hapa akasema hii kiti ya senator atinahitaji mtu ambaye amekomaa ati mzee wa rika yake. Mimi niko na miaka sijafikisha miaka nusu ya Mheshimiwa Mnyinyi. Lakini kwa akili ya kukarabati maendeleo na kujenga ghorofa nikimpatia na kuwa mwenda wazimu ya kliniki ya And the problem with ndugu yangu Didmus, after he has told you his name, anything ile itafuata ni uongo. And I want to say it here, because I think we have taken this joke too far, and it has to come to a stop. Na mchungaji atakwambia hapa siku ya leo kwamba kiongozi inatakikana ukue mtu wa kusema ukweli. You cannot come to purport here to say umetumwa na president. President anakutuma namna gani na mimi niko hapa? Honestly, you know, we cannot continue lying to our people. Wewe ukitaka kusupport mtu, kama umepewa kitu, wewe kula kitu, wewe pigia huyo mtu debe. It is okay.
Well, it is a relief for women in Kenya as Maendeleo ya Wanawake organization plans to establish a saving and cooperative society for women across the country. The circle, which will be launched officially in 2023, is aimed at supporting women financially by investing in economic empowerment projects. In addition, the organization has stressed the need to prioritize women in the allocation of affordable housing.
Kutoka 2014 tulipoanza hii jamii, tulipoenda around the country tukaitisha view cities in the strategic plan. See, you let me have that bench where circles are there, even the national water harvesting project. We just find ourselves in a very opportune time in the country when the story is circle, and then we are saying Maendeleo, we want to lead from the front. We want to support the government, we want to support His Excellency, and we are saying with this government, let Maendeleo stand to be counted. We have the numbers, so the journey starts from now. Actually, the journey started, it is our third meeting with her, so we are ready to take off, as the aviation people say. It is going to be a women only. The reason being, saa ingine tunawaogopa. You know, you are our children, you are our husbands. na mko nguvu nyingi sana.
As has been said by the national chair, the strategic plan of the maendeleo ya wanawake is very key on the issue of economic empowerment, and so this is going to be a vehicle that is going to enhance that intervention, and we believe that this circle is going to go far. The voice in cooperative society, every member has a voice, and it is their decision that counts. So the 20 shillings per day, in addition to a very humble entrance fee of 500 shillings per day, 1,000, so that cooperatives are very accessible to all members of the society. We are reaching out to everyone, every corner of the economy, even the least advantaged.
And now to matters Hustlers Fund. North Rift leaders have welcomed the government move to launch the Hustler Fund that is slated for 1st of December. The leaders say the move will empower hustlers economically. This comes a day after Treasury outlined the guidelines to its implementation. The leaders were speaking in a Sunday service at Christ the King Catholic Church, Mitume in Saboti constituency.
Mkachagua rais ambaye anajua shida ya maskini. Sasa hivi anasema ya kwamba anakuja kuleta pesa ya kusaidia mtu ya chini apande juu. Sivyo? Tunataka taifa letu watu watoe ushuru ili tujenga taifa letu. Lazima utoe ushuru ndio tujenga taifa.
Na CDF ijaenda mahali. CDF iko very soon, wakati tumemaliza kupiga msasa mambo ya sheria ambayo imeifanya ikakosa kuendelea, wataweka pesa na tutarudi hapa kupeana basa. Sasa msiwe na wasiwasi. Wale ambao wamefukuza wanafunzi, tumeomba principals come to my office, we write a letter.
Sidhani kama wale wabunge walikuwa kule nyuma mlikuwa mnaona wakitembea na MCA. Ilikuwa rahisi kweli. Na watu wa support nyinyi Trans Nzoia ndio mlifunja rekodi. Mimi niko Ford Kenya, huyu ndugu wako ODM, huyu yako ANC, huyu yako DAP.
Nataka tu nikiwa mmoja wa viongozi katika kaunti yetu tuhakikishie watu wa Trans Nzoia ya kwamba sisi tukiwa MCAs pamoja na mbunge wetu tumeamua kufanya kazi kwa pamoja.
Kitu ambacho naweza sema tu ni kwamba tunaipanga serikali sasa hivi. Kule kwa county tushamaliza mambo ya minister, we are now focusing na then next week wataleta mambo ya chief of staff. Ombi langu kwa watu wote ni kwamba wenu wavumilivu.
Now, in the wake of child rights violation in Mombasa County, the Office of Gender and Social Services, in collaboration with the county lawyers and Tononoka Children's Court, have launched the commemoration of Children's Service Month with a view of enlightening the general public on the new 2022 Children's Act. The team and other NGOs is also set to educate children on their rights, to encourage them to speak out if any is violated against them. In addition, the court wishes to extend the Children's Service Month to the end of the year in order to commit itself on attending to all pending cases filed in the court.
2022 hiyo tumepangia kuhamasisha watoto na pia umma kuhusu ni nini mapya ambayo imeletwa katika hiyo sheria. Pia tumepangia kufanya kuharakisha kesi zote za watoto ambayo zimefailiwa katika koti, na tumepangia kusisikiza kwa haraka iwezekanavyo.
We leave the children to be innocent as they are supposed to be, na tusiwa expose katika vitu ambavyo vitafanya wawe wepesi sana kukuwa violated na mtu mwingine. Na katika hizi siku pia kuna baadhi ya kama launch ambayo tutafanya, na hii launch itakuwa ni launch ambayo inahusiana na maneno ya National Action Plan ya masuala ya akina mama na peace and security, ambao pia ni muhimu sana kwa sababu wale akina mama ndio wale wanatusaidia katika jamii kuweza kublow whistle.
Hiyo sheria imeweza kubreak down na kusaidia koti zile aspects ama zile principles zinaweza kuzingatia ili hii best interest of the child iweze kuwa advanced. Pia kuna kipengele ambao ina drill tu na masuala ya watoto ambao ni intersex. Na intersex ni watoto ambao wako na jinsia mbili.
The Children's Act imeleta mambo inaitwa diversion. Diversion is the process where you take the child or the upbringing of the child away from the criminal justice system, try to integrate him back into the society and to know how to grow with others and responsibly.
Now to Murang'a County, more than 10 lawmakers have pitched camp at Kiharu constituency this weekend to benchmark on how to employ a labor-based model to implement development projects in the constituency. Kiharu Member of Parliament Ndende Nyoro say the constituency has been using the model to a greater success despite it being time-consuming and delicate. He, however, cautioned his counterparts that the model requires a high level of integrity to succeed. The legislator further stated that the National Government Constituency Development Fund is legal and should be utilized appropriately to achieve development.
Members of Parliament, area of kuongea sana, because we want.
Good morning. My name.
Morning.
Currently, we are not here courtesy of CDF. We are here courtesy of something called NGCDF. That is a totally different law. It is like the courts pronouncing themselves on Central Province. There is nothing else. There is nothing called Central Province nowadays. We now have counties. So that law was based on the previous one. The one we are using now is aligned. It is called NGCDF. NGCDF, we are now in the process of entrenching it in the Constitution, not just from the Act. We are going to entrench NGCDF in the Constitution of Kenya. Majority of the schools, actually all the schools in Kiharu, have been renovated and tiled. One, in terms of improving hygiene. Number two, when it is tiled, the kind of water you spend is little quantities, but also to make the environment conducive for the learners. So being able to transform all our public primary schools, and that is part of the reason why we are hosting members today, because if this can be done in many more constituencies, the better.
This is the way to go. We want the whole country to emulate Kiharu constituency. We want to tell Didi Nyoro, this is the sky is the limit, and we are going to emulate you.
Now, Kenya business people are now spreading their wings to international markets to conquer free trade areas in Africa and beyond. This is after the African Continental Free Trade Area deal that took effect in January 2021. At least 1.7 million formal companies are expected to look into the deal so as to create more jobs in the country, as well as help boost the country's economy by bringing in goods, service into the country. According to a World Bank report on the African Continental Free Trade Area, if fully utilized, the free trade opportunity is projected to raise the continental GDP by 9% by the year 2035. The offices were launched at Karen by Optiven to help business people grow their businesses globally.
Today is bigger than business in Kenya. I am so happy to see that various governments, especially from East African Federation, they were able to collapse the borders, and we are able to access about 281 million people. That's 281 million market. And we have a special appeal as Optiven, even on behalf of other entrepreneurs, business people, that for us to develop our country, for us to create jobs for our country, we must think beyond borders. As we open our global office, we are asking the government that they can be able to negotiate, not only the Kenya government, even other East African government, they can be able to negotiate with different people managing various trade blocks. We have East African Federation, we have the SADC that consists of about 370 million people. That means that if you combine these two blocks, these two trade blocks, we have about 700 million people market. And that's the only way that we can be able to develop Africa. Is the only way that entrepreneurs from African countries can be able to develop.
Now to Nandi County, whereby Nandi Governor Stephen Sang has constituted a task force to review operations of multinational tea farms. There has been constant wrangles between the multinational tea farms and the county of Nandi on the ownership and use of land. The 9-member task force will be chaired by the former cooperative minister John Cheruiyot and is mandated to review the actual acreage held by the foreign-owned tea farms, the applicable legal policy to increase land rates payable to the county, to the people of Nandi.
The task force terms of reference shall be: 1, to review the current and emerging challenges facing the tea subsector, multinationals, and other stakeholders within Nandi County and make appropriate recommendations. B, to coordinate stakeholders' consultation with the multinationals and other tea subsector players and on appropriate mechanisms to address the current and emerging challenges within the subsector. 3, to review the socio-economic impact of mechanization of the tea in the tea subsector through the tea plucking machines among the multinational tea companies in Nandi and propose appropriate mitigation measures. 4, to establish the status of all land leases, including acreages held by each of the multinationals operating within Nandi.
From Nandi County, we cross over to Nakuru County, whereby butcheries and meat joints in Nakuru have lamented over a significant decrease in the sale of meat. The butchery owners have attributed the crisis with the ongoing drought in the country that has seen reduced animals for meat. Jimmy Ndongo, the manager at Jimmy's Butchery in Nakuru, has blamed low patronage on poor economy, high rate of licenses of business, as well as the drought affecting some parts of the country where they source their meat. However, customers lauded the joint for sale of quality meat that goes through the process of safety standards, as they called on those sourcing meat at a cheaper price to check the quality before selling to customers.
But we are trying to manage in other areas like Mau and Rikia. So most, at this particular time, we are getting them at Mau and Rikia area, although, and also sides of Nyahururu. The flow has been down, so most likely on weekends, that's when we get a higher number of customers. But during the weekdays, they have totally lowered completely. Yeah, yes, it has affected us completely because depending on the capacity we used to, it has really gone to almost half. Yeah. What we normally did, we were giving them some subsidies when they are at home until we recovered. So we brought them back, all of them. Though now, depending with the economy right now, we are partially doing it. We are totally partially doing it and giving them an off. Most likely, almost half of them are going on off days. Yeah. So that we can be able to manage as we wait for the recovery of the economy.
And considering at the moment the economic status in the country, things have gone down. The other fact that there are some areas zenye ziko na kiangazi na watu, mifugo pia zinakufa na pengine nyama iko, they are buying at a cheaper price. We are also considering maybe those who are selling them, they also get something. Tukifinyiria hawa pia, padaira itafinyirika, sindio? So at the price that they are giving us, we are comfortable with that at the moment.
Various stakeholders have continued to create awareness on children's rights, which is conducted every November of each year. Non-governmental organization has not been left behind in coming up with solutions in ensuring children meet their basic needs. In Kayole Estate here in Nairobi County, Inua AI Solutions together with local leaders visited Total Angel Center, where they provided them with food and other necessities in efforts aimed at giving hope to the children. Led by Humphrey Muchuma, the well-wishers urged the government to come up with solutions to house children who do not have homes.
To see all the smiling faces, we've been dancing, we've been having fun, and just to be a part of that is a big blessing to us. And to be able to give back is an honor to sow into this amazing country, this amazing city, and this amazing place here.
I will encourage companies, organizations to partner with the locals, partner with these organizations that are supporting, young people, supporting children, like doing good to the community. It's possible to do both from an association aspect and again also when you are working as an individual.
Changamoto yenye huwa tunapitia
ni wakati tumerescue hawa watoto, unawa rescue, unakuta hawa watoto unataka kuwaingisha shuleni, lakini unakuta hiyo malipo ya kuwaingisha shuleni huwa inakosekana. Huyo mtoto anakaa hapa juu umemrescue, hata ukiongea na headmaster anataka hiyo birth certificate yao, lakini juu ni kumrescue unakuta una struggle sana ukipata hizo birth certificate.
The Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers KUPPET is decrying the high rate of mental illness amongst high school teachers, noting that most of them have broken families. The union leaders want counseling to be administered to the teachers so that family institutions could be salvaged. Meanwhile, KUPPET says there was a deliberate attempt to delay teachers' promotion, saying most teachers had remained on the same grade and still serving under the same capacity without being considered. The union leaders also complained on what they termed as shortchanging of Medhill insurance by TSC, which was offering full support for teachers with both inpatient and outpatient, saying that the teachers were silently suffering with no one to take care of them.
And I now attest that with gender.
The civil society organizations have raised alarm over the rising cases of human trafficking at the coast region, with Kwale County leading in the region. According to Trace Kenya organization, approximately 12,000 cases of child trafficking are reported annually, with 4,000 cases reported in Kwale County. It was noted that the child who are trafficked are lured into sex exploitation and forced labor in the Middle East countries during a 3-day training in prevention of human trafficking in Diani. However, the government has been called upon to set up safe houses for the victims of human trafficking in the Gulf countries.
150. Kesi zipo upande wa pwani. Takwimu pia zaonyesha kwamba kesi zipo. Kwa mfano, kwa takwimu za watoto ambao wanajipata kwenye mtego ya walanguzi ni kama 12,000 hivi kila mwaka, na kwa upande wa Kwale ni kama 4,000 hivi kila mwaka. Hiyo ni takwimu kubwa sana kwa wale watoto ambao wanalanguliwa kwa biashara ngono.
So naomba serikali vile vyombo vya serikali viweze kushirikiana, kwa sababu kiukweli watu wanaumia. Hii inafanyika ndani na hata nje ya nchi, na ushahidi tumeweza kuona kutoka kwa dada zetu ambao kwamba wametoka Saudi Arabia kule. Kuna visa vingi ambavyo vimetokea. Wengi wetu tunaenda kweli kutafuta maisha, lakini mwisho wa siku tunajipata ni victims of human trafficking.
Being able to differentiate that actually child trafficking is taking place is awareness yenye ilikuwa ina lack. And we saw that it's very important to engage so that our children are not exploited hata sexually as well, in the name of anaenda kutafuta kazi ndio aweze kushughulikia familia.
Now, President William Ruto and a host of other leaders, including the second-in-command Rigathi Gachagua, are this Sunday attending a Thanksgiving service in Baringo County at the Kabarnet ASK grounds. This will be President Ruto's first visit to his political nemesis home turf, KANU chairperson Gideon Moi. Let's take a listen into what is taking place currently.
Churches. If there is one greatest gift you have given to this Kenya, the greatest freedom you have given is to tame the wild DCI and police that betted for the blood of Kenyans. In the word of Roosevelt, Your Excellency, the man in the battle, the man in the arena is better than the critique. You are now the man sweating in the field. You are full of dust. And I know that our heavenly God will see you in these 5 years, and we will come back here to Kenyans to give you another chance because you have done one. Watu wa Baringo, Gichamoge, Ngericho, agelejoke biba moja, na Mungu wabariki sana. Asanteni sana.
Your Excellency, the President, as we come to conclude this session,
Allow me to recognize a speaker, former speaker for our county assembly, Mheshimiwa Kerich. Your Excellency, hello? I have finished my part. I just want to say to His Excellency the President that the people of Baringo County love you with a passion. I have not seen a person who has been loved by the people of the county of Baringo. I want to tell you that we know that Baringo County is in the center of the plan that you launched. I am not going to say more. The clergy have spoken, the MPs have spoken. All that we are requesting, Your Excellency, give Baringo County leaders an opportunity to visit you, then they can say more to you. The members of the County Assembly would like to come and see you, and the members of Parliament. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Let me take this opportunity, therefore, to welcome none other than His Excellency, the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, to take over from there.
Mheshimiwa Rais wa Daktari William Samoei Ruto, baba wetu maaskofu, viongozi na Wakristo, God is good and all the time. Kanisa kwa kutupatia nafasi kuwa na nyinyi katika ibada ya kumshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kwa mema ametutendea, na pia tumepata nafasi ya kufika hapa Baringo pia kutoa shukrani zetu. Mheshimiwa Rais, nilikuwa hapa wakati ya Economic Forum na tukakuwa na maagano na hao watu ya Baringo. Nikawaambia hawa kule kwetu tumemaliza maneno. Ile libaki ni kazi yao. Wengine walikuwa haamini. Mliamini sasa ama huamini? Nikakwambia mwambie kule mlima